ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, baby! What an amazing night. What an amazing night. I got no other words, Rob. I could do this slick little intro talking about I'm sitting here with the boy who's hot. It's your boy, Rob Scott. I am Mike Hughes, a.k.a. Mike on the mic. We can do this whole thing, Rob. We can do this little dance, this little tango. But, man, we just wallflowers tonight. The real show on the dance floor. Rob, I got you out of bed tonight doing a show. Rob's tired. Rob better.
Pause.
Resume. I got this man out of bed. I said, Rob, we got to do a show. He said, why? I said, Rob, the bucket getters are getting buckets like we've never seen before. On the night of the 4-year anniversary, and I don't like to call it an anniversary because usually that is a positive analogy that we're making it with that. But unfortunately, there's no real other way to put it. The 4-year anniversary of the passing of Giana Bryant and the great Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, was this morning. We talk about that. Go ahead, Rob.
Let me just say this too, because I know a lot of people have things to say about that, and I understand. We also want to say our thoughts and prayers are with the other family members that was on board in that tragic helicopter crash. The Adebayo family, the Zabayan family, the Adebelly family. Like, man, our thoughts and prayers are with you guys as well, and for everybody who lost family members during that tragic day. But of course, our highlight is with Kobe because that's who we knew. That was our star, So continue, Mike. I just wanted that to be known too, that we also think about those other families too, because it was quite a few families that lost loved ones today. Quite a few kids that lost parents and siblings that day.
There were also a couple other kids on there too as well.
Yeah.
And I'm happy you even said that because that was going to be the next point I brought up. Obviously giving condolences to them, but look at my boy Rob. I didn't actually have the last names at hand, so I'm very appreciative that you brought that up because it is important. We overlook things a lot just because we don't know who these people are. Especially me and you have these conversations all the time. You just get so used to hearing about it, hearing about death, hearing about other things in Chicago that you kind of just become numb to it. But when it's somebody that is at a high status, you hear about it for weeks on end, weeks on end. A little girl gets killed in Chicago. That story is old news a week later. Mm-hmm. Kobe Bryant passes away, and it's in the news for a month, a year. You do yearly anniversaries, but you don't get yearly anniversaries for the little girl on 79th Street who got shot. You don't get yearly anniversaries for anybody on Caldwell. You don't get anything like that. So I think it is important that we address those things. But it was a beautiful night. It was a beautiful night for basketball. It was a beautiful night in the NBA. There were so many different storylines, man. And honest to God, it just felt like something was in the air all week long. We had several players hit 60-plus points. Karl Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, and Luka Doncic, who went on an absolute tear. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. Obviously, Kobe Bryant's record of 81 points against the Toronto Raptors was something that we will never be able to replicate, and the amount of shots he was taking and who he was and what they were able to do in that time was absolutely phenomenal. We talk about it all the time while we wait for Rob to get back, how the game is changing. We got guys averaging 35 points per game like it's Swiss cheese, like it's nothing. You know what I mean? Like scoring has been very different compared to what it used to be. And I think, when we have those conversations, you have to sit up here and say, okay, the 30 is the new 20. You know what I mean? 30 is the new 20, and we're gonna sit up here and we're gonna talk about that all the time, about how scoring has changed in the NBA. Rob is basically just saying 30 is the new 20.
Yeah.
We're not gonna sit up here and act like guys averaging 40 points per game is the same as it was in the early 2000s, the 90s, and the 80s. Now it's still obviously very impressive, but we understand how the game has changed. But when Kobe Bryant hit that 81 points, it was absolutely phenomenal. But Rob, something was in the water this week. We had
Something
several players hit 60 plus points. I
crazy
want to talk
work.
to you about what this week meant for so many players in the NBA, and how much validity do you think the passing of Kobe this week meant to guys like Luka, guys like D Book, who played tonight and played their asses off?
I think it's a combination of both Kobe's passing and this rivalry week. Like it's kind of taken a NCAA kind of feel. Like when you watching football,
Mm-hmm.
even NCAA basketball. Like we just saw in women's basketball how South Carolina and LSU had a hell of a game, and
Yep.
South Carolina was able to pull that out. I mean, shout out to Coach Don Staley.
Angel Reese
But
that was crazy, falling out in the last 4 minutes. That was
yeah,
unfortunate.
and Angel Reese was kind of getting locked down by that big girl over there in South Carolina.
That's it.
But to get back to it, you talk about rivalry week. Like we're talking about, remember how Trey Young and Luka had that buzz going around them when they were rookies and entering the league, and how actually, I think it was Trey Young that got traded so that Dallas can get Luka. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So you talk about that rivalry, and then Luka coming out there to say, "Yeah, Dallas made the right choice. I'm gonna go ahead and drop 73 upon your head top." You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And you take this 73 with you. So you look at that. You look at teams like Minnesota that's trying to make a buzz. You look at a guy like Joel Embiid who's been told that his MVP it was a charity case. You know what I mean? And that he didn't deserve it last year. And he's come out this year with a point to prove,
Right.
because he's saying you need a big three in this league. It's just me and Maxi. You know what I mean? And we going to work in this Eastern Conference. And then you look at a guy like D Book, who's kind of lost his way in the shuffle with the whole moves with KD and Bradley Beal coming to his team, and how he had kind of had to put a stamp on things to show everybody that I'm still here. So it's that chip on your shoulder
Mm-hmm.
fueled with what Kobe would do in that situation.
Right. And
Yeah.
I love when we have those conversations about a Jason Tatum, a Luka Doncic, and so many others who have been so close to Kobe over the years. And
Yeah.
the crazy thing is,
Kyrie. I know
and that,
Kyrie was wish he was able to play tonight.
man, and that's one of the things that I think, we have those conversations about. Man, I want to be that guy because of guys like Kobe, Kyrie, and Luka. They have found a way, the same way Kobe found a way with Shaq and Paul Gasol, to share the ball and still have a lot of success together. So I love that we're starting to see these guys really, as they mature and get older, come into the league as these heavy hitters, these big shooters, these guys taking a lot of shots, and slowly, kind of just like Kobe, figuring out that, okay, I need to get other guys involved. You saw Grant Williams post tonight. Grant Williams said we combined for 83 or 82, baby. Yeah, Luka had 73 of them things, but hey, don't let Grant don't ruin Grant's moment. Let him have this.
Hey,
It
but
matters.
you know what? I think they did something similar, where when Kwame started to making his rise back into the spotlight, he said the same thing about Kobe. Like, well, look, really that night we went for. I'm like, no, Kobe went for 80.
Come on, bro. But man, I think it's awesome, man. It really is, talking about guys like Kai, talking about guys like Tatum and guys like Luka and D Book. Like we know how much this meant to them. We know the relationship that they had, and even if you didn't have a relationship, I said this today at work. I walked into work, I saw my boss. I said, boss man, I need a personal day. He said, why? I said, it's Kobe's anniversary. I got to go home. Now, he didn't let me go home, but I was so dead ass, Rob. I was like, I don't want to work today. I don't want to be here. I'm
Well,
not feeling
you know what the I used to like look at people who cried over celebrities,
it.
or you'll be like, what? You didn't even know them
Exactly.
until it happens to you.
Right. Until
And
it's your celebrity.
Yeah, and you start to understand, especially for us guys that love the realm of sports. Like these guys literally are superheroes to
Right.
us.
And you have to
Like,
think about it too, Rob. Like
yeah,
kids growing up in the city, you don't have a father figure.
yeah,
You don't have a lot of money. All you have is NBA tonight and the primetime games of the week. And Kobe Bryant was on so many televisions every single night. And hey, to be honest with you, Kobe was a lot of people's father figure growing up in inner cities and just all around the world. I mean, that's just real. He was there every single night. Sometimes some guys have seen Kobe Bryant more than they've seen their own actual relatives. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that's something to me that I think resonates with everybody and is that conversation. I said that to my guy today. I said, hey man, you don't even know, bro. Like he's like, you're a Kobe guy. I go, bro, how are you not? How are you? What were
yeah,
you watching? You
yeah.
watching
It's
baseball?
tough, man. We were talking in the group chat,
Hmm.
and shout out to ASAP again, and everybody who's still with them or not with them anymore, but we were all able to still keep contact and have good sports conversations. And you know, it almost makes you feel sad that Kobe was not here to really receive his flowers, because me being a Kobe Bryant fan, I understand the hate and visceral that this man got while he was still an active player.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
people said
most of people didn't like Kobe, you know
right.
what I mean?
He wasn't top 10, and now
Yeah,
he's top 10.
yeah, so now and I think it all came after seeing that, yeah, he was competitive on the court. Yeah, he's not trying to be a friend on the court. He's
Right.
not trying to be liked on the court. But when you look at the family man Kobe, when you look at the man Kobe, he's different. Like I seen the clip, honestly, he's having, doing a post game, a pre-game conference, and a point guard from his former high school happens to be in the media, and he asks Kobe like, "Who was the best point guard you ever played with?" Thinking that Kobe wouldn't recognize him, and Kobe mentions his name. It was like, "Yeah, Steve Nash is a close second, but so and so is the best point guard I ever played with." And the reporter smiled, and it just shows you that Kobe had a heart. Kobe had a sense of humor. It's just that when you on that court, and I wish a lot of players develop that mentality. Let me tell you guys right now, me and Mike are two of the best friends you'll ever see. If Mike is playing against me on basketball, fuck Mike at that time. Like that's just the competitive nature. I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm not trying to shake your hand, bro. We hooping right now. We are two gladiators going to war. You know what I'm saying? You don't see gladiators hitting swords at the end of the fight. You know what I'm saying? I just tried to kill you. Like, you know what I mean? So you
Nah,
gotta
100%.
understand that. Like, I think a lot of players miss that. Like, you see a lot of guys nowadays, the game is over with, and they're like, "Man, can I get a jersey? Can I don't want your fucking jersey." Like, you
Tell
just
him, Rob.
killed guys.
Tell him,
You
Rob.
just you just put 40 on our head, and you think I'm about to ask you for your jersey?
Right.
What
Like
you mean
there's
your jersey?
definitely like there's levels to it. And like what I noticed a lot was I never saw Dwayne Wade do that until
Yeah.
his retirement year. I saw
Right.
Dwayne
That's
Wade.
different. That's
Right.
different.
I saw him exchanging jerseys all the time during his final
Yeah.
moments, and that's definitely there's validity to that, and there's an understanding. But when you're just in your rookie year and you just got pieced by Kevin Durant and you asking for his jersey, I mean, bro, I mean, come on, who Tua Tagovailoa? Tua Tagovailoa gets bodied by the Kansas City Chiefs and has the audacity to ask Patrick Mahomes for his jersey.
I
I'm
don't
happy
want your
Pat said,
jersey. If
I'm
I ask you for your jersey, it's because I'm about to piss on it.
Pat
Like that's what I
I said, yeah, I got you in the mail, big bro. I can't give you this one. Like, nah, yeah. Like, what, bro? You're weird, bro. You're a fan.
like we
You're
don't do that. Like I don't understand. Like, and I get it. These guys are from the. I call this era of basketball in most sports the friendly era. This
right.
is the friendly era of sports. I come from a different era. I come from it's your ass when I catch you out here on this court.
Mm-hmm.
Like I come from that era. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you
We
remember the D Rose flu, bro? I mean, people avoided D Rose. There was no friendly. There was nothing about that. Like it was just it was what it was. Every night you
yeah.
saw D Rose, it was over with. Every night you saw a young Bron, it was over with. Even going earlier than to that. The other day we made a reel about him, and some people weren't so happy about it. But even Carmelo Anthony wasn't shaking no hands, kissing no babies. Carmelo
Nah.
Anthony was there hooping and getting that check.
Yeah,
That's what Melo was there for.
yeah, and people that got mad about that reel wasn't really listening. Nobody called Melo garbage. But if you got to start your team with Melo or LeBron, Melo and KD, I'm pretty sure Melo's not gonna get chose. Like,
100%.
yeah, and that's just facts.
It
But
should.
even Kobe, look at what Kobe did to Paul Gasol in
Yeah.
USA basketball. This is his teammate. This
Hmm.
is his brother. They talk to each other in Spanish. Real Spanish. Not saying that Mexican Spanish is not real Spanish, but we talking about the proper Spanish. Where
We
they say
talking about.
vosotros and all that. Don't have me break out my skills. You know what I'm saying? But they're talking that to each other, and Kobe gets on Team USA. Paul Gasol playing for Spain, and he has absolutely no regard for Paul Gasol at that time. Like he runs through his chest. You know what I mean? He and even talk shit afterwards, which motivated them to win the ring going to 2009 and
Right.
2010. Like he told him, Paul Gasol said Kobe's such an asshole. He put his gold medal in my locker,
Hmm.
so I can see it. And I go to him, man, like, what you do that for? And he told me, literally, we lost against the Boston Celtics in last season in '08. They won the ring. We didn't. You just lost to me in the gold medal game. USA won, Spain didn't. Let's not make it 3 times in a row that we lose, okay? And that's who Kobe was. Like he got the job done.
Right. Now, when you look at a guy like Luka Doncic tonight, 73 points, absolutely phenomenal performance. I mean, Luka
My
was
boy
getting other guys
superstar.
involved. No Kyrie Irving in this game. Luka on the night, 45 minutes, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and 73 points, combining for over almost 100 points in total collectively. I mean,
Didn't he
it's
shoot like 8 threes? What, for 5 threes?
man was absolutely insane from three tonight. I mean, he was doing it, and I will give flowers to Trey Young. I saw Trey hit a couple deepers too. I mean, Trey's an absolute bucket getter.
Yeah,
But
but Trey was 2 for 7.
yeah,
Luka was 8 for 13 from the 3 point line.
there's levels to this, bro.
That's 61%, bro.
There's
And
levels.
with the not only does he give you 73 points, my man he leads the team in assists and damn near gets a 73-point triple double. That's why I call him Luka Magic. That's
100%.
some magical shit right there.
It is, bro. Like when we talk about it all the time, I told you, man. Rob and I have these conversations about who is going to be your favorite player when Kobe Bryant is gone. Rob's was Steph Curry, and I've said it. I've expressed it. Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butler, Derrick Rose. Those were my guys growing up. Not growing up, but kind of in like those high school days.
Yeah.
Where you're kind of like these guys are my guys.
Yeah.
And now that D Rose is at this different stage of his career, and now that Klay and Jimmy are kind of at different places. Now Jimmy is always locked in come April. Don't be fooled.
Yeah,
Don't
you
be
got you
fooled.
gotta wait to playoff Jimmy
He
show
just
up.
ain't awake right now. He's
He
coming.
don't give 2 damns about the regular season.
Hibernation, baby. Hibernation.
And
He's
they got a squad now, because we should talk about. I know we're gonna talk about that at a later time, but
of course.
I think once you get Rozier really integrated with this squad,
It's a tough
you
squad.
now give Tyler Hero some help at that guard position, and then that rookie gonna come back, Triple J, Jaime Jaquez Jr.
Yeah.
And I like that rookie.
He's
Like
a
he
bucket.
got he got gang. Don't be surprised if people always sleep on Miami. Don't be surprised you look up, they in the second, third round in the playoffs.
Oh
Don't
God.
be surprised.
I believe it. I believe it. I mean, hey, listen, people doubted them when they said they were going to be able to make it back to the finals last year. But my point in all that was, I said Luka 2017, 2018, I said that's my new favorite player.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, people call me crazy. You just saying that because he's a white boy. You just saying that because it's yeah, woo, 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 whatever. Like it is what it is. But that man, time and time again, has shown that he is far more than just a casual NBA fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy is one of the faces of basketball. This
Yeah.
isn't just yeah, man, coldest white boy in the game. I say that all the
But
time,
he is though.
and I stand on it. He's
He
one of the
is
coldest
though.
motherfuckers in the
He's
game.
one of the coldest players in the game, but since he white, they give him an extra little sauce
They
packet
do.
to
They
him.
do. Hey,
Cause you ain't used to seeing white boys play like that. That come a dime a dozen, man.
they
You ain't
do.
gonna count on your hands how many Dirk Nowitzki's have been in the league, how many Jokic's, how many Larry Birds, who in my eyes him and like guys like Pete Maravich, those are trendsetters. Pete Maravich brought the swagger to the white guard.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, there's and no disrespect to the Tyler Heroes of the world. There's plenty of them.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I know plenty of white dudes that could hoop. I'm not one of them, but you know, I do my job. I give you a little. I give you a little triple single. You know,
yeah.
but
But Luka's a
but
certified bucket getter.
I
And
mean,
let me just defend you real quick. You know, for anybody that's saying you chose Luka because he white, let me tell y'all something. I don't follow politics, but
nope.
when Barack Obama went for president, you know why I voted for him.
You want to see it win, baby. You want to see. You know, you want to see your
Hey,
guys.
Mike, you know why I put Obama on the ticket, right?
You know, hey, I was only 8, but you know who I would have voted for too. You know what I mean? Like we rocking with Barack, but
Hey, that's all I'm saying, G. So I'm not gonna get mad at you. I'm not gonna get mad at you for saying I rock with Luca because he the coldest white boy ever right now. You know what
bro, y'all gotta understand,
I'm saying?
and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Okay, Larry Bird, dog, ice in his vein,
Straight dog.
absolute monster, but
3-time MVP in a row, in a row, in a row, Lord Jesus.
multiple time champion. Like, but here's the problem: I wasn't there. So when I grew up, Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki, no
Straight
problem,
dogs.
no problem with either of them, right?
Straight
You hear me?
dog.
You hear me though, Rob? Like here's where I want to make sure people don't get it twisted. Hall of Famers, unquestioned, but kind of boring. Not the personalities that guys like me and you rock with. These guys,
But nah, Luca got swagger.
that's what I'm saying. The Dirk, Steve, those guys were quiet. Those guys did their job and they disappeared the second the offseason hit.
Yeah.
The even Jokic is
Yeah,
as
Jokic go back
he
to
is.
Serbia.
He going back to Serbia. He betting and riding horse.
He don't rock with the state. He really only here because he got a job to do.
Bro told me. Bro told the world that after he's retired, he hopes everybody forgets who he is. Now,
Hey, and he mean that too, G.
he's
Like,
oh,
don't
he's
bother
100%.
me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I low key think his brothers in the Serbian mob.
Oh,
Cause
dude. No.
they were squad up and ready. But let me tell you something about Luca though, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I hear what you saying about the born thing, cause you know what I'm saying. Like Luca got swagger. What he tell Chris Dunn? Remember they going back and forth. He said he just mad cause I'm busting his ass. You
Uh-huh.
don't hear white boys talk like that. Hey, and he meant that too. He just mad cause I'm busting his ass. Weak motherfucker. Like that's how Luca get down on the court. He be laughing. People trying to get tough with him. He be giving them the who you talking to? Like Luca, hey, you know what I'm saying? Wherever, hey, Luca does seen some stuff. Y'all gotta understand that some of them European countries, they got real life hoods over there.
No, dude, and
They hoods is different. Go to Dublin. Go to Dublin. They get down on you out there in Ireland.
um, dude, crazy. Like, and the biggest thing for me, and I think the conversation that doesn't get talked about enough is like, have you ever, Rob, have you gotten a chance to check out like those Serbian basketball leagues and like what they look
Oh
like,
yeah, when they were doing the
the
boy.
fire and the arena, and
Yeah,
obviously
that's
the
how they be in the South when they have soccer.
And it's big out there, bro, and it's crazy and it's a lot of fun. For me, I think like the thing with Book that I love about Book is Devin Booker is an absolute monster of a hooper. But I'm gonna say something, and I don't mean it to be a jerk, but you're soft sometimes. You're soft, and I don't like, the energy towards him. I don't like him when he's, getting in his fifis. And him and Kevin Durant, perfect match. You know what I mean? Like that, they just be Twitter fingers all day long. But here's why I love Luka because he reminds me so much of me as a kid. Now, I want to say this first and foremost on the record. I have gotten my ass whooped plenty of times by plenty of different people, but I've also put the pause on some cats too, and you know who you are. It just happens. You win some, you lose some, but you always got tomorrow. Remember Friday? You always got tomorrow. You always got tomorrow.
He
But
said, but you live. You
exactly,
live to fight
you
another
live
day.
to fight another day. R.I.P. to a great one. But
Hey, we miss you, Pops.
what I love about Luka is he reminds me of me. Because even if you about to get your ass beat, look at this man smiling, smiling like he knows what's up. This is my
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's somebody that's built different. Like he done seen some stuff.
mm-hmm.
This is the least of his worry. You talking shit on the court? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I done had people steal from me and help me look for
dude.
it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not about to incriminate nothing, but man, how you think I had a mongoose as a kid growing up?
Hey, you know what I'm
And
saying?
we got a
You know what I'm saying?
comment right here that I
Luka
love.
got that look.
I love this comment right here by Achilles. He said, "Jokic family is connected. That's to
Oh,
say the least.
that's facts. That's what
That's to
I'm
say the
saying.
least."
That's what I'm saying. Remember when they got into it with the Morris twins?
Man, but never saw the. Hey, Rob, let me ask you this: have you seen the Morris twins since?
Hey, you know what? One did just get the key to Philadelphia, so shout out to him.
Shout out
I
to him.
don't know where the other twin at, but one of the twins play for Philly, but he don't play because he hurt right now. But I don't know where the other twin at. But let me tell you something, man. Like, hey, Jokic's brothers look like they was about that
No,
because
100%.
they was come in the back. Come, they said, come on, and you plug when you walking up on the court. You ain't no player,
You know,
but
Jimmy
ain't
in
nobody
Miami
want to
opened those
stop them.
doors, bro. They opened those doors, standing there all tough with Kyle Lowry leading the charge. The second they saw those brothers, shut them doors. We out here. Let's go. Let's go home.
Hey, you know
Pulling
what I'm
up with the
saying?
AKs. Oh my
I don't
goodness.
know. Was it the Russians or the Serbians that killed Denzel and Trainer Day? I don't know. I don't know.
We got a lot of questions. You know, man, I was just watching that again the other day. I mean, what a crazy movie. Crazy ass movie, bro. Crazy ass movie.
Hey, hey, man, but you know what though? Shout out to Luca though, man. Like
Crazy.
the way Luca played tonight, I'm just sitting there watching the game. And I'm looking in the second quarter. I'm like, bro, finna go off. I don't know what's in the water. I think they've been drinking Michael Jordan's secret stuff on Space Jam. But
Mm-hmm.
if you look at these numbers, that's absolutely ridiculous. Luca 73, Joel Embiid, who honestly, if you look at what Joel Embiid did, to me, we saw what Luca did and D Book and Carl Anthony Towns,
It
but
was
Joel
almost more
Embiid
impressive.
was his 70 was different
Yeah.
because him being a big man, he literally killed the team from all three different phases of the court.
Mm,
He said, "Do you want to see me in the post game down low? Do you want me to give you the face up midi, or do you want me to just go ahead and stretch the floor and show you that I got the three ball as well?" Like
right.
he basically said, "However you want it." You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He was giving it to him how he do it, and that's crazy, bro. I'm telling you. Hey, look, hey man, we gotta get our Luca haters up out of here, yo.
Man,
Shout
come
out
on.
to you, Chris.
Hey, I got mad love for Chris Robinson. I haven't done a show with Chris Robinson ever since the Suns lost the finals. I haven't seen that man in person since, but I'm praying
and,
for him every day.
and it gotta be tough for him too that D Book went for 62 and they lost.
Oh man, I mean,
Yes, sir, Frankie. That's big facts.
come on, bro. You're gonna sit up here and tell me that Mamba mentored you, and D Book is gonna go back home and say, Kobe, I got 62. Did you win?
But you know what though? To D Book's defense though, Bradley Bill had a big fat zero, bro.
Man, and Nurkic had a big fat 2.
And that's crazy
That's
because
one bucket
if
in
you
the
if
whole
you
game. You had
Bradley
one bucket.
if you Bradley Bill, bro, I know you've been going through injury problems
Mm-hmm.
and things like that, but you need to not advertise yourself like you wanted them
Right.
because the whole purpose of them bring you over there to Phoenix was to form this super big three, and it's just I don't take pleasure in saying this, but the way KD did Golden State, I don't know if things will ever get good for him
Yeah,
because you
I think
pretty much left a team after you just spent them about why you came. You said you came there to play basketball. You said you came there to win the ring. Now you did win the ring, but if all you wanted to do was play basketball and stay out of the limelight, regardless of what happened with you and Draymond, it shouldn't even matter, especially because y'all still friends to this day.
right.
You still friends to this day. So what was really your reason for leaving that team? And you notice now that you done left the team, it's ironic that Steph gets a ring after you, which not only hurts your name in the books, it gotta suck personally. And you haven't had any success even trying to get to the postseason. Went crazy with Giannis, but you know what I'm saying? Milwaukee ends up not only beating you in that series, but goes on to win a ring.
And
Like,
Rob, I think here's the thing, and we talk about that all the time. Personalities are something that aren't shown on 2K. This isn't a video game. These guys have personalities. These guys have minds of their own. These guys are reading tabloids and reading articles about them. And I think that's one of the biggest problems for KD. I think, and I'm I'm not a KD supporter because I know Frankie's watching this, so I have to keep it a buck for my boy Frank, Frankie the Yankee of ESEN. But I think
ESEN.
when you look at what Kevin Durant was going through at that time, I think the conversations were all about Steph. Even when KD won Finals MVP back-to-back years, even when there were the conversations about KD is the prominent number one option. You have those conversations of it's still Steph's team. You came here to join Steph. You can't win without him, and you weren't able to win before him, and you won't win after him. And KD went out and said, okay, well, now I'm a champion, but that's still not good enough for y'all. So he had to leave at that time, in my personal opinion.
No, because to me, the egregious act had already been done.
No, I hear what you're
You
saying, but
join the
from a
team.
mental standpoint, a man who's just been trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a man, you've been trying to prove yourself year in and year out, your entire career that you are a winner and you can win the big one. You finally win the big one. You win a Finals MVP. Then you do it again, both times, Finals MVP and a champion in the next year. And then you're going to sit up here, Rob, and tell me that I'm not a winner. Okay, bet. Watch this. I'm going to go team up with Kai. I'm about to team up with James, and we about to get it right. Didn't get it right. And a lot of things went wrong there. And I think that's one of the problems that, I'm not a KD defender, but in 2020, in a global pandemic, the things that were going on with Kyrie Irving and, the status of his vaccination that the league no longer acquires, that was a problem. James Harden not being fully bought in. Sometimes he was, sometimes he wasn't. Him and Kyrie were clashing heads. There was a lot that went wrong. And on top of that, Rob, who was the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets?
Steve Nash.
Okay, so not defending him, but I understand what you're saying. The basketball gods definitely recognize what KD did in 2017. You know what I mean? We see you. Like, we see what happened. You joined a team that won 73 games. Bet, watch this. After this, you ain't never gonna win another one. But
that's why he should have stayed.
But that's
let's
what
be honest. If KD doesn't get hurt, Clay doesn't get hurt, you think Toronto wins that championship?
No, 3-peat, easy. I would go as far as to say, listen, no disrespect to Kawhi Leonard. He's having a phenomenal season. But even if it was only one of them, let's say for the sake of argument, that instead of KD and Clay, it was one or the other. Even if it was one or the other, prime Klay Thompson or prime Kevin Durant, with Steph Curry and Draymond Green still being a normal Draymond Green at this time, I still think they beat Toronto.
Well, remember, KD goes out, and Clay was going crazy until he fucked his leg up on that dunk.
Yeah, which is the craziest thing in the world when you talk about that, because it's like, Clay, historically, you don't see Clay jumping out the gym. You don't see Clay dunking. So when I even saw that play happening, I was like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Clay used to catch people back in the day.
He used to get,
but he had that sneaky athleticism. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you get him the right angle, you got to watch out. You know what I'm saying? And the way, I think he just wanted to give his team some momentum, But yeah, like, I will agree, when you do stuff you ain't known for doing,
right? It's risky.
Up. Yeah,
it is. Right. It really is. It's dangerous, man. It's like, if I saw, sometimes I see Kobe White dunking, and Kobe's cold.
Kobe got some sneaky athleticism too.
But when I see him do it, it just looks weird. When you see Klay Thompson dunk, it looks weird. When you see Kobe White dunk, it looks weird, because that's just not what you're normally used to seeing.
Yeah.
And to be completely honest, if I see Jalen Brunson dunk, I think it looks weird. But that's a whole different conversation. But we're about to get out of here. Obviously, we had to do it live. We had to get in here the night of the Mamba. What a phenomenal night it was. We had so many different games, so many different conversations, so many different storylines. I want to add it with two final topics, Rob, if you're okay with that. The conversation of an equal trade. Trae Young, Luka Doncic. Is that finally over?
That's over with. That should have been over with. Like, I think Luka really established himself when he went in there and beat Phoenix in the playoffs and got to the Western Conference Finals. Like, I think that, because don't get me wrong, I know that Trae was able to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that was crazy. But to be honest, he was everybody knew he was gonna be outmatched.
Right.
And honestly, they weren't even supposed to beat Philly. Like if Ben Simmons is aggressive, Atlanta doesn't win that game. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. Trey had a hell of a series, but if you asking me just eyeball test, if you asking me just watching a player skill for skill, who am I gonna start my team with? You gotta go with Luka.
Yep.
And they both got their downfall. They're both ball stoppers. Pause. Like they get
Resume.
they get the rock and they need the rock in their hand consistently
Right.
to get themselves going. But Luca just to me he elevates his team more than Trey Young does.
Mhm.
And he's just a monster, bro. Like Luca doesn't necessarily have to camp out at the 3-point line. Like what did he do against Fit? He beat them the hell up.
Did you watch tonight?
Yeah,
Bro, the first half, 40 points,
it
the
was
majority of
ignorant.
those were in the lane.
Yeah, it was ignorant. It
I mean,
was ignorant.
doing I mean, you would think he's playing Park League. You would think he's out playing 2K just messing with the sticks right now, man. I mean, he's doing every shot he could potentially do. He looked like he was just working on shots, just getting in his repetition, doing what he had to do, like, and it was effortless. It was beautiful. As
I
Rob
mean,
would say, effortless.
you look at this, you look at the landscape of the Western Conference, right? You look at the landscape of the NBA.
Mhm.
This, if you a team that has a team that's a contender, you're really looking like we have a legit chance of winning a ring this year. There's no clear cut winner to say like the Thunder are for real.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves are for real. Like to me, if you get past 40 games and there still be consistency in the way you've been playing, you're a for real team. It's not a fluke.
It's that time of year,
Excuse
Rob.
me.
We always talk about, after All-Star break, what do you call it, Rob?
It's the real season. The real season begins. This is the real season now. Now we fighting to see who gonna be well. If you jockeying for position, you trying to make sure that you're securing home court advantage. You're
Mhm.
trying to secure if you're a team that's teeter tottering in the ninth through or at 7 through 10 position
Right.
that you at least make the play in. Like
The Bulls.
like right now, this is when the fight starts to happen.
Right.
And if you look at the Western Conference, let's just talk Western Conference for a second.
Yeah.
Minnesota's for real.
Yeah.
OKC is for real. Denver, we know is for real. Dallas is for real. The Clippers. The Clippers might be the scariest team in the Western Conference
And
right now.
you know what the craziest part is right now? I'll say it for you because I don't want anybody out here calling you a fanboy or anything like
Yeah,
that. I know you don't care.
yeah.
Unbothered. We do not care.
No.
But I'm gonna say it for you. You a fool if you think the Warriors season is over.
You crazy.
What happened? Listen, and I also want to give my condolences to the Warriors family and everybody throughout the organization right now who was close with the coaching staff and everything that endured in the last few
What was
days.
his name? Coach Break?
I
Or
believe
Brate?
I believe so. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's Great or Barate. I know he's foreign, so it's
Yeah, I think he's from Serbia.
I believe so.
And you could just tell, just to speak on that for a
Yeah,
minute, you can tell he was a great guy. Like,
of course.
when everybody has the same messaging, like Draymond gave such a passionate explanation on his podcast, and he was talking about how everybody has their good and bad days, but how you will see this guy and he was consistent with his smile, with something good to say, hugging you. What's up, brother? You know what I mean? Being there to be a coach and a leader and a
Happy to be
teacher.
there for real.
You know what I mean? So to guys like you were fortunate to be around your father until his untimely passing. God rest the dead, and may he continue to rest peacefully. I didn't get a chance to really meet my father. You know
Right.
what I mean? He passed away while I was young in age. So to guys like us who lost fathers, and to some guys who never had a father in their life, when you get to meet coaches like that and
It's life
mentors like that really care, that it is life changing.
it's
So
life changing,
you
man.
can tell that he was a great man. It was so nice with the Warriors organization, class act organization, what they did for his family,
Hmm.
how they wore jerseys with his last name on there, and had his families there for the memorial service that they had at the Oracle Arena, and it was beautiful, man. Or Chase Center now, as they call it. But it was beautiful, man. And they gave him this video tribute, and to hear Steve Kerr say, "Let's not do this the normal way. We usually give people a moment of silence, but we want to cheer so that he can hear this in the heavens." I thought that was beautiful, and
People. And
it
that
was
point, Rob, Steve understands more than anybody. His father was assassinated, at a
correct,
young age.
correct.
That's one of those things where Steve understands what's real and he understands what goes down. You don't know how you respond or how you grieve to things until shit happens to you. And you come from a place where Rob and I come from, and it's kind of a yearly thing. Unfortunately, to somebody from somewhere is unfortunately gone, more times than not. And you get to that point though where you learn from it or you grow from it, and sometimes you do both. And that was my whole point in even addressing that, to not only give our condolences to that him and his family, but to understand that Steph Curry and the Warriors now have a chip on their shoulder. This season
Oh, for
means
sure.
more than just potentially the last dance of Clay, Draymond, and obviously Steph Curry. This is okay. Now we're gonna win it for Bray. Now we're gonna win it for our guy. We and when you give Steph Curry a challenge like that, please. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a lot of cats in the conversation right now that I think could potentially make it to the NBA Finals, and I think it's going to be hard to. But Rob, got our last topic. It's one of my favorite ones. I didn't want to tell it to you because I wanted to put you on blast. I wanted to get you to a point where the first thing you think of is your response, because I know you have a great one. Favorite Kobe Bryant quote ever?
to love the journey more than the destination. Like, and I remember that as clear as day. It's something I try to live by now. I constantly quote that when I'm giving pep talks at work, about the long year we're about to have.
Mm,
You know, you gotta love the journey. Like, a lot of people look at, I always compare people to, like, the situation like Mayweather. Like, you look at a guy like Mayweather and everybody see him spending all his money and flying private jets and out in Dubai, and bunch of women, just living the life that most guys in America can only dream about.
right,
But nobody saw the kid coming from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Nobody saw the work that he was putting in, which is why I love shows like 24/7 and boxing, and the HBO specials that they had, the Showtime um, uh, shows that they do before the match actually begins. And you get a chance to actually see the work that these guys put in.
right,
And the journey is just as important, or almost more important, than the destination, because you got to love the work and the grind that it took to get you there. So that's one of my favorite quotes. And Kobe lived that. Um, he died by that. You know what I mean? Training his daughter and the other young women, in the Mamba Academy, and really, solidifying women's basketball. So,
right.
man, damn, man, it's almost, even 4 years later, it's still
It's crazy. It's crazy.
hard to talk about. What about you, man? What's your favorite quote?
Outwork your potential. I always like outwork your
Yeah,
potential. I
yeah,
was actually gonna get 2-8-24. I'm gonna get that tatted. I love
yeah.
that, and that's everybody's somebody until they're nothing. And I think it's
Yeah.
important to how you remembered and who you're going to be. That was a little Mike Hughes bar, just for the record.
That was the Don DeMarco moment.
But it really is the truth. I know so many guys, and if you're from Chicago, you're from the city. I know we got a lot of cats in the comments always clowning me. You're from Aurora, you're from Evanston, you're from here, bro. I'm born and raised in this shit, bro. And I've met some of the most talented people in the world who just got involved in the wrong shit, who just didn't have the motivation, the drive, the will, or even the belief in themselves that they could be who they wanted to be, or who they could potentially be, or even fathom that conversation. I know some cats, Rob. I know how many bucket getters you met in this city that could have been in the league, right?
I know some. I get on all the time about, man, we supposed to be at least overseas somewhere chilling. You supposed to be giving us the LeBron James treatment. You was our ticket out the hood, man.
Exactly, but that's and it's something that's important is you got to understand that you have potential, and that's great. But potential is like an ass cheek. We all got one. You know what
Uh,
I mean? But like, where are you gonna be sitting when it's all said and done? And I think it's
yeah,
really important to recognize that it's cool to be good at what we do. Rob and I can get up here and make a couple people laugh and make a couple jokes, but if y'all knew the rundown papers that Rob Scott got next to his laptop of how many notebooks he's filled of just statistics and segments and topics and all this other stuff and all the numbers that we have crunched down in our head. I mean, shit, I couldn't remember my girlfriend's fucking birthday the other day, but I could tell you how many points Klay Thompson had in the third quarter when he dropped over 60. I know that. That's the kind of stuff, not condoning any of it, being a bad boyfriend. But I think it's important. It's important to love the game and love the team.
loving what you do, man, is loving what you do.
But with that being said, man,
But also too, man, I
yeah,
just it's 4 years later, and it still feels like it just happened yesterday. I was just talking to my mom the other day, and she knows. Like my mom knew how much Kobe meant to me as a person, as a player, because to me that was the living embodiment of hard work pays off.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like Gilbert Arenas had a beautiful message of how he described Kobe, saying that Kobe was the true definition of putting a Mercedes Benz engine in a Ferrari body and going to work. Like if you look at Kobe, Kobe wasn't the biggest guy. For shooting guards, he's an average sized dude, 6'6". You know what I'm saying? Didn't have the biggest hands, didn't jump the highest, didn't do nothing. What separated Kobe from everybody else was the work he put in.
right.
He was going to outwork you. We hear stories of him going out with people to oblige them and knocking on your door at 4 in the morning because now
Now
it's
come
time.
join my
It's
world.
it's time for you to oblige me, and we gonna get to this work. You know what I'm saying? You see the admiration that a guy like Allen Iverson has for Kobe. He misses Kobe dearly. I follow AI on Instagram. Every chance he gets, he's seeing Kobe praises. And these
Mhm.
were two warriors that went at it, talked shit to each other to the highest degree. And Allen Iverson misses his nemesis. It almost reminds me of a Goku and Vegeta. If you ever watched Dragon Ball Z,
Yep.
where you're so much my nemesis
That
that I
Batman Joker
respect you that we become friends. The Batman and Joker rivalry. Like low key, I got admiration and respect for you. You see that exude from AI when he's talking about Kobe. I remember being, laying in bed watching the NFL Pro Bowl. My mom calls me like, "Are you okay?" What you talking about, mom? Kobe died. I'm hearing Kobe Bryant died. I said, Mom, get the hell out of here. Ain't no Kobe Bryant died. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, I had to tell my mom get the hell out of here.
was.
But I'm like, Mom, get out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant ain't died. And I'm looking and Googling and not seeing nothing. And then the Pro Bowl goes to halftime and you hear the announcer say, "Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a moment of silence as Kobe Bryant has tragically passed away in a helicopter crash." Now TMZ and everybody's putting it out, and to just the world really changed that day to me. You
It
know
did.
what I'm saying?
I mean, Rob, really though, not to cut you off, but
Yeah,
it really did. Like immediately after that, the whole world changed.
it did. Like
Everything
the
with the
whole world shut down.
I mean, it was like that's how long ago we're talking about. Like it's crazy to think that much time has passed. And before we get out of here and before we have a real exit, I want to congratulate individuals who had such amazing success despite everything they've been going through, losing their coach, losing their mentor, and their teammate. I saw the Lady Mambas had their senior night, their
Yeah,
first senior
yeah,
night, and it
yeah,
was absolutely beautiful. The team that obviously Kobe Bryant and Giana Bryant were a part of. Absolutely phenomenal to see. Just see the before and after pictures of when the original picture was taken, and then now on senior night, they all look the same. They just look a
yeah.
little bit different.
I saw it. It was beautiful. I smiled, had a tear well up in my eye because I know that Gianna Bryant, especially Gigi,
Yeah,
she's smiling down. I know she's smiling down at the Angel Reeses of the world, the Caitlin Clarks of the world, the South Carolinas of the world, the
Well, let's be
Stanfords
real.
of the world.
Even more
Like,
than that, I know she's watching Sabrina Ionescu, dude.
you know, Lady Mamba, you know, that's my nickname for her. And I know she's Kobe and Gigi has to be smiling
Yeah,
that women's basketball is being taken serious and has been being played at a high level. And that it started with his involvement.
right.
You know, Kobe was showing up to those games with Gigi and getting her prepared, and I know she would have been a hell of a player,
Oh man,
especially because when she was on the court, you saw the look in her eyes, and it was Kobe there.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Giana Bryant was definitely going to be one of the great ones. I don't think there's any conversations about it. Frankie, we promise you, we will be having an entire episode of Mars breaking down everything that's been going on throughout the NBA.
yeah, I
Everything.
had to give Kobe some love. You know, that's what got me. A Mike called me like, man, Rob, we gotta do the show, Rob. And you know, Mike doesn't take no for an ad. This is one of his greatest qualities.
Thank you so
You
much.
know, this is how he get the things that he get. He does not take no. I came up with every. Come on, let's do the show tomorrow, man. I'm tired. I'm in bed, man. I don't care. You gotta get up and do it, man. So you know, I appreciate him for getting me up, and it is therapeutic to talk about my boy Cole, you know, because we want to continue to remember him. Like to me, and let me say this before we go.
Yeah.
He don't get enough damn respect. And I'm tired of people trying not to include Kobe in their top 10 or saying that so and so is best. Like it's disrespectful to me when I hear your top 10 and you got Kobe at 9. Are
Yeah.
you crazy? Like, do
Anything,
you
anything,
really watch the game? He
anything.
was a cold-blooded assassin. Are you
Would you
crazy?
agree with that though, Rob? I
What?
want to give you the floor. I want to give you the floor. I feel like anything you can give me a conversation about 5-4-3. You could put Kobe there. I wouldn't get too heated about it. But anything 6 to 10, I think is disrespectful.
Disrespectful. That's disrespectful. What we say in Chicago is you cool? Like I'm not down. Like
That motherfucker, boy.
I really hate to hear that Kobe disrespect. Like
Yeah,
I'm not down with that, bro. Like to be honest, yeah, LeBron got all the stats, and I don't want to big up Kobe and put down LeBron because
smart.
LeBron is great in his own right. But if you go back and watch those games, if you go back and watch, like first of all, Kobe was playing for his life. Remember, he was going through rape charges.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He practically losing his family and losing his good name on a woman that basically preyed on celebrity males to take money from him. You know what I'm saying? This is what came out. This is documented. You know what I'm saying? This man was playing for his life and he came out there and killed. He was taking his team to the playoffs annually every year. And he had people like Smush Parker and Sasha Vujacic and Chris Neum on his team. This is what I'm talking about. He wasn't playing with no kid. He didn't get no killers until he got Gasol. And let's be real, he wins a ring with Gasol. Last time I checked, Gasol ain't no top 75 player.
right.
That's all I'm saying. So while everybody always saying, "Oh, Kobe needed Shaq them first 3 rings," Shaq has been the first to tell people I needed Kobe too. I didn't see
100%.
Shaq winning rings with Penny,
No,
and
no.
he snuck that one in there with D Wade. That's all I'm saying. Shaq done played with Phoenix, done played with Boston with the big three, and
Play with
KD,
LeBron.
Paul Pierce, Allen. He played with Bron. That's all I'm saying. When
Yep.
y'all talk about Kobe, in the words of Birdman, put some respect on his name. And that's respect with a K. Put some respect on his name. Y'all better stop acting like that man wasn't no assassin. Is you crazy?
Rob got too hotty. Robbie too
Nah,
hotty.
man, because they kill me with that, bro.
I agree
Like
with you.
you like, and you call yourself a basketball expert? Were
Right.
you really watching the game? Because if we just giving people accolades off their stats, then come on, bro. Robert Horry got 7 rings.
Yo.
That's all I'm saying. Sometimes numbers don't matter. Let's talk
Bill
about
got
the
11.
game. Talk about the game, man.
I love
Look at what Kobe did. He scored 81 points in a game and won. I saw Will, well, I didn't see it, but Will scored 100 in a game and lost.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
No, of
I know
course.
we
No, no,
about to
no.
get up out of here,
I like
bro.
where we're
But
going. Okay, so
I ain't down with that
I
Kobe hate.
don't want to discredit the great name of a legend. Do you believe the 100-point game of Will Chamberlain happened?
Yeah, it happened.
I saw all over social media this week people are debating that since it wasn't technically documented, that there's a shot that it didn't happen, and I'm saying
It happened, man.
pulling a
Wilt,
card. Why? Who lies? Why are we?
first of all, Wilt was putting up video game numbers, man. You
Right.
got to remember, in the day that Wilt was playing, Wilt was a freak of nature, bro. Nobody seen anything like Wilt.
No, never.
A
He
guy
is his
that was
career
that
for
fast,
Yama.
athletic, that big in size, you know what I'm saying? Paul, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, we you never seen a guy. It was almost like how we looked at Shaq.
Right. How
Like
we
you
look at
wasn't
Victor
go,
right
you
now.
know, yeah, you know, man. But Wilt was different. Cause Wilt was
Yeah,
like, you
Will
know,
was full of
there's
it.
stories of Wilt, you know, in his workout regimens, you know what I'm saying, and how he was an absolute monster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I could definitely believe it. I mean, we talking about a dude who put up like 56 points and 30 rebounds. Like
Yeah.
that dude was different. You
And
know
bro
what I'm saying?
played 20 minutes. Like, like
Yeah, it was different back in the day. You got to remember too, like, you know, I've seen, you know, Wilt pictures of Wilt on the court compared to other dudes on the court. Man, once you threw that ball down low, it was over with.
yeah,
Who gonna stop him? He gonna dunk with you hanging on his neck.
game. You know, bro just little boy dude. Little boy get
There's
out.
nothing. There's nothing you can do. I can only imagine a man probably averaged about 30 and ones a game.
No, it has to, bro. It has to. And it's that's if he's getting the calls too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're probably not even getting the calls back then. But
yeah.
man, listen, we appreciate everybody coming on the show tonight, late night. We're gonna be doing an episode of Mars tomorrow, Rob. If you're still down, we could do a little rundown if you got some time. Frankie, we will definitely have you on the show very soon when we do the Kobe Bryant inaugural 2/8/24. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Robert Mathis says Kobe is top three. But
Yeah,
with that being said, man,
top two. They go Mike, Kobe, LeBron.
hey, I like it.
I'm gonna keep telling people that, man. Don't get me wrong. Bron is. That's why you gotta watch what you say, because I don't never want to put down somebody else's greatness to
Of
talk
course.
about another person's greatness. But I'm just being real, bro. People were scared of Kobe, bro. Like they feared Kobe like they feared Mike. That should tell you all they know. Like and regardless of what analysts say, you go ask any player. That's who you're gonna get, because these players got to see it up close and personal. Go ask any player who was the man, and everybody will tell you Kobe was they Mike. This generation, Kobe was they Mike. We didn't. Some of them begin. I luckily got a chance to see Mike. A lot of people didn't get a chance to see Mike, but they got a chance to see Kobe in 2000, 2001, 2002,
Yep.
and to see that elevation and see the man he became when Shaq left. And yeah, he forced Shaq out of town, but
Yeah.
that shows you how much of an alpha he was. See, that's what you know make men bosses again. That's what I want to see.
And I've told that to Frankie. Frankie always makes fun of me. I don't know. I hope Frankie's still in here, because it's all love. He's like, "How could you love Michael Jordan? You never even seen him." And I said, "Because I did see Michael Jordan. It was just Kobe Bryant." And I think that's why Frankie has that respect for me, because that was my Michael Jordan, and I can understand what that meant for Bulls Nation, even though all I've ever known is pain. I could definitely understand what that was, because I saw Kobe. I was born in 2000. I was born from the 3P on. I saw the legend of Kobe Bryant. But you know what I love the most about Kobe is what he brings out in Rob Scott. I said, here's my New Year regimen. I'm gonna go live every day. I started the new year. Clock ball hit, boo, 0. Happy New Year. I'm on live. 3 in the morning. I got work at 6. I'm on live. I'm doing this. I'm making videos. I'm making content. My boy Rob doing the same thing. He's hustling. He's grinding. Man, he's building shows y'all ain't never even seen before. He's got some stuff cooking I can't even speak about, but it's about to go down. Just know Rob Scott's putting in his work. But man, for a man that I had to say, Rob, we got to do a show. Now I can't get him off the show. That's what Kobe does to this man. This man, I've tried to do the outro 4 times, and this man said, "Hold on, wait. I ain't done talking about the great bean." Man, that's why I love what Kobe does to my guy, Rob Scott. Rob, final sound off before we get out of here? We will be back tomorrow.
Hey, just want to say, man, for the bottom of my heart, and I'm pretty sure your heart, and everybody out here who love and respect what you do, man. Kobe, you to this day, I still truly miss, and it's surreal that you're not here. But we know you there in spirit, and we hope that you are hearing and receiving all of the praises and accolades that you so gratefully, so graciously deserve. Like you were him.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Mamba.
100%. With that being said, this is Rob Scott and Mike Hughes from Welcome to Mars. We will check you guys out later tomorrow where we talk about everything NBA. Until then, outwork your potential.
Ladies and gentlemen,